I'm gonna be so for real. I actually don't know how the audio is going to sound. I was listening back to my first recording and I didn't think it was that bad, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the best setup. I have a Blue Yeti, but I'm recording in Premiere Pro because I felt like that was the easiest way to do this, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have just done it in OBS. But anyway, this video is gonna be long. I don't know how long it's going to be, but the recording itself is like 50 something minutes, and I'm gonna be honest, the ending is actually insane. The first video I posted, I know the other person rage quit. That was not the case for this video. This one, this one actually we get pretty far, and I'm not gonna tell you how it ends. So let's start with this seed. We get a desert temple, and I think for a second that I accidentally blew up my iron, but it's in my hotbar slot. I did that thing where I tried to get it in my hotbar before the TNT went off, and I was worried that I dropped it, but as you can see, I have it. I'm going to make a bucket, a pick, and I think with 8, I don't have enough to make shears, and I'm also just not going to bother with that because it's not necessary. And then I spot, like as I'm thinking about all this, I spot the ruined portal. So I'm going to go over there because I have some wood and I have my iron. So as long as I get a flint and steel from this, I can potentially just go into the nether right here. Now I can't actually because I don't have any water. Now normally I would just run back and get water, but I decided to actually just check really fast whether or not this lava actually has obsidian underneath it, or it has nothing, or if it has crying obsidian. Now, the only reason I did this is because even though there technically is a closer lava pool at this point, I didn't even know that. So I was just gonna check to see if I could like really fast build this portal, because if I could, then obviously it would make my game a lot better. And so I do that, and I see that there is obsidian underneath it. But there's also a crying obsidian, which makes this literally impossible to fail unless I broke it, which would just take like over a minute a piece, so it just wouldn't be worth it. So I actually look in the distance and I see there's another lava pool, and I decided to go for that. I actually did not grab the gold block there, which doesn't really affect me in the long run, but it's just kind of a stupid thing I didn't do in the moment, which I definitely should have done just because having I do have gold armor, but like having a little bit of extra gold to like just lure piglins away would be kind of nice. I do not fall in lava this time. If you saw my first video, you know I messed that up. And so I'm feeling pretty good. I built this portal. It's not super fast, but again, I just really like building portals. And actually, there is something I want to talk about in this video. So like I said, this video is super long, and so because of that, I wanted to actually think of a commentary to talk about. And I was thinking about it, and I decided it was going to be my New Year's resolution because it's been 2 months. It's literally March 1st when I'm recording this. Probably going to go up on like March 2nd then. So it's been literally 2 months, and I have actually stuck to my resolution, which was to work out. Now I am 22. I do not really need a New Year's resolution to force myself to work out. At least I shouldn't, but I feel like I do. And so I've been going to the gym at least like 2 times a week. Usually I go more, but recently I've been going less, which is just kind of like why. Like I just feel a little bit bad about that, but I have been still going. So I've been going at least once a week. I've been trying to go 3 times a week, and so that has been going pretty well. I'm not like lifting a ton of weight, but I am slowly improving. So I'm feeling really, really good about that. Here, I decided to go underneath the gold ore because I don't want to trigger the piglins because I have a gold helmet on. I guess it doesn't really matter that much, but this is housing, and I'm not really that used to doing housing. So I don't really know where I'm supposed to go. I make a boat so I can get down easily, and then I still take a ton of damage, as you'll see in a second. I also don't have any food, so for that reason, I also just kind of screw myself over here. I don't know how much I'm going to play out this video. I might be cutting, and I don't really realize where I'm going to be cutting. But anyway, I get down, and I don't know where to go. So I'm being very careful. And look around, and I finally find the area. And I'm gonna skip through this part because I dug around for so long, and like excessively long. But I had like an entire thing set up where I was like trying to figure out the most optimal way for piglins to come in, because normally when I play this route, I just go top down. I don't go whatever this is called. I think it's called manhunt. I don't go through this. I usually don't even get this middle chest, but there's so many piglins, so I don't want to like risk not getting any of them. And because I also want this bevel chest, I just decided to play it like this. So after I set up all that, I try and trigger the piglins, and I don't have like any food. So this was a really risky decision, and I paid for it. Now, normally I would be very discouraged, but my opponent has entered the bastion, and I know for a fact that my stuff isn't in lava, and so because of that, I'm like pretty confident at this point in the run that I can still save myself. I don't have to travel very long ways in order to get back, and if I just make a boat, I'm probably not going to take like any damage trying to get there. Now, you'll see I actually do end up taking a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, I can still revive this run. There's no reason why I can't win or at least have a good fight, which is what I'm trying to do in this series because I really, really, really do not want to be the person who forfeits every round. So I break my crafting table, I go back into the nether, and I'm making my way back. Yeah. Now normally this would be very simple. I would throw the stuff into the hole, get all my stuff back, organize my inventory, and then leave. Because at this point, I had 16 pearls, I had multiple fire res, and I'm pretty sure at this point I already knew where the fortress was. So it's not like last round where I basically had to guess where the fortress was. Remember, I don't know how to do high ray. So I was sitting really well at this point. I was thinking, as long as I don't die again, I should be completely fine. My opponent, again, is still in the bastion at this point. 12 minutes in, so we're both at a pretty equal playing level, if I had to guess. Now, this piglin really concerned me though because I actually didn't know how to use him. I was trying to get that gold so I could like throw it in and distract them. I'm taking way too much damage, unfortunately. I try to block myself off, and then I'm on warpath. And so now I'm thinking I just really need to get my inventory cleared. So I start making all the things I need. I need nether bricks. Now, I don't actually need those, but I know for a fact that I at least wanted to have like blocks instead of just a stack of something I can't use. I burn up a bunch of stuff just so I can have room in my inventory. I made like 3 crafting tables because I died and got back here. So I was slowly making my way back, slowly getting all the stuff I need, and then I made the mistake of digging out this section, not realizing that I did not have anywhere near enough health, and I immediately died. So, once again, I have to run back. And I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I died again. Not in a way that you would have expected though, because I was just clearing out my inventory and I was in like I dug down actually, so they wouldn't be able to shoot up at me. And somehow I still got hit, which I don't even know how this is actually possible. Like, they shouldn't have been able to get, they shouldn't have aggroed on me because they wouldn't have been able to see me. And they also shouldn't have been able to reach me. But anyway, we're going back again. So, yeah, I died a couple times on the way. But now that I have all my stuff, I can finally make my way to the fortress. Alright, so my audio should be a little bit better now because I just fixed it. That took way too long. This recording has actually been taking me like a lot longer than what you think. I'm 9 minutes in, and it's probably been like 2 hours of me recording this. So anyway, I was now in the fortress, and as you can see, I built a respawn anchor. I think this is a pretty straightforward fortress. I did take a very long time to actually find a blaze spawner. So, as you can see, I did cut out a decent amount of this video. Like I said, this is a 50-minute run. I don't know if I actually said that before. It is a 50-minute run. It's a very, very long run. But anyway, I'm going to talk about my New Year's resolution, like I was saying. So I was doing my gym routine and I've been keeping up with it pretty well actually. I I have been switching it up from doing legs, push, and pull days. So I try and do a variety, but at the same time, I really just enjoy doing leg day. I don't really know why. Normally, people actually hate doing leg day. I don't know if my audience works out or not, but normally people hate doing legs because after you do leg day, you can't walk very well because your quads are so destroyed. But I just enjoy squats and like leg press so much. It's kind of funny. It's literally the inverse of what everybody else like hates doing. But I don't know. I just really enjoy doing it. And I guess because I really enjoy doing it, it makes the resolution a lot easier. I have been struggling. I don't think I mentioned this. I have been struggling to go, but I have still been going. So I have, even though I've been struggling, I still end up going a decent amount of the time. Even though I'm struggling to go, I still end up going a decent amount of the time. So at least once a week. And to be honest, that's all I really asking of myself. Obviously, I want to do more, and I'm kind of like re-evaluating myself and making sure that I'm hitting that. But I'm really happy with what I'm doing. And as far as New Year's resolutions go, I have a lot of plans for like YouTube and that kind of thing. But it's really hard to like put into action those things because they take so long. Like doing a YouTube channel, like this channel that I'm doing, I literally am doing spontaneously. The only reason I'm uploading this is because I know I'm not going to be spending a long time on editing. But if I was like trying to get this to like 100,000 subscribers or something, which by the way I'm not, but you can subscribe if you want to. But if I was trying to get this channel to be like a really good, then I would spend like a solid, I don't know, like 6 months just like planning out videos and like making sure that I have like editing down and everything. I'm just for this channel though, I want it to be a lot more candid and I want it to be a lot more of just like me learning to be behind a camera or behind a screen, I guess. Here, okay, I'm gonna go back to my I'm gonna commentate over the actual gameplay now. So I'm going back to the overworld because I realize I'm on two parts. I am running out of fire res and I don't have anything for a respawn anchor, so I I don't have any glowstone to set a respawn anchor, I should say. So I decided to go back to the overworld and do a death reset because I don't want to wait for like 2 minutes to get back to full health. So I make all of my wool, and I don't know if I make all the beds here. No, I don't. I just make one bed. So this is pretty standard in speedrunning. You just death reset whenever you don't have enough food and you need to reset your hunger. So I throw down a pearl or two, and I die. But I don't die to the pearl. I die to the endermite, which means I get pushed up a half block and all my stuff goes everywhere. At this point, I'm thinking, oh good, I can just get all my stuff, go back in. But as you can see, even though I go back in and kill the endermite, I do not have more than 5 pearls and I have none of my blaze rods. I had 2 blaze rods already, which honestly, if that was the only thing that I missed, that would be fine. But as you can see, there's nothing. Like I just don't have, like I had 2 stacks of pearls, I don't have 2 stacks of pearls anymore. I look around, I mean, you can pause the video. I do not see literally anything. So I go out into the nether for 2 reasons. One is I'm not really that worried about it. Like, I can always kill Enderman if I absolutely have to, but I don't really actually want to. But anyway, I go back and I kill the blazes, and I don't know if I pick it up or I think I pick it up when I go back into the nether. There's literally like, I think my extra pearls literally went into the portal. So when I walked into the nether, I picked them up. However, I don't think I realized that at this point. So I just keep killing blazes and my rates are pretty atrocious. They're not like horrible, but I get 4 in total, and I'm realizing like I have to find my pearls. If I do not find my pearls, I cannot play this game because I'm going to have to reset, and then I'm going to lose because My opponent is still in the Bastion, which means they're probably like dying a lot. But at the same time, like eventually they're not going to die. Eventually they're going to get through it. And if I have to reset, that's horrible. And to this point, I realize that I have everything. So I go back in. I now have 6 rods because I found extra stuff. And I think here I get like 3 in a row or something. Yeah, I think I get 3 in a row. I have 7 right now, but I was thinking I might as well. I might as well get a few more just in case. So I do the tactic where I hit them with my axe and then I hit them with the sword because your sword has a faster attack speed, but a critical hit from an axe does a little bit more, I think, in damage. So anyway, that's a little I don't know for sure if that's really a strat, but I thought I heard of it before, so I tried it during this and it kind of worked. So I kill them in 2 hits. I make 11 pearls, 11 eyes of ender because I think usually, especially in ranked runs, like I think it's fairly reasonable to bank on at least like having 1 eye in the portal. So I throw my pearl. I'm gonna just kind of speed through this. I basically just like threw a bunch of eyes, followed them. I don't really do double travel, even though I probably could have. Or no, I think I definitely could have. I think I had like 20 obby, but I just decided not to because I am not super confident in it, and I feel like I'm just gonna end up putting myself in a worse position if I do that. So I travel really far, and it's actually an ocean exposed stronghold. It took me a while to find it actually, but I did end up getting into the portal room, and this is where I was mentioning that I only made 11 eyes. Well, it turns out I need less because this was a 3 eye. Like this, it was an insane seed. And I almost forgot to reset my spawn point because if I did not do that, this run would have been horrible. Like, yes, I'm spoiling myself a little bit. I did die in the end. So I was super close to like going in without, like guns a-blazing without setting my spawn point. If I did that, this would have been a horrible run. I also again got an endermite, which I don't know what the chances of that are, but I think that's literally like that's 2 for 2 in terms of throwing a pearl and getting an endermite. Or maybe like 2 for 3. That's crazy though. Anyway, go into the end because really like what's left. But the thing is, I am a little bit stupid. I forgot to like consider a 1 cycle, even though I made all of my beds. Like I went out of my way to get enough wood for a 1 cycle, and I also got some raw pork, which I could have smelted, but whatever. But I do all this, and I'm like preparing. I'm getting like extra pickaxe. I'm getting so many things, and then I go in the end, and I like completely forget that I'm supposed to do a 1 cycle. So 1 second, I'm just gonna like throw myself away. I jump in, I throw the pearl, and then like my immediate reaction is just to start pillaring. Like, why am I pillaring? I should have just gone for the middle. It would have been so much better. I probably would have actually hit the 1 cycle if I just like mentally was more prepared for it. But I just start pillaring up, and then this is horrible. I start pillaring up, I blow up myself, and then I try and throw a pearl. I miss the pearl, and I die because of the velocity of the pearl. And then I don't have any blocks to get up. So I try and I jump over. I start breaking it with my fist, and I realize, oh no, this is gonna take too long. All my stuff is gonna despawn. So I jump off because I'm like, okay, at least I can like try and find something in the overworld. So I respawn. And at this point, I'm pretty hopeless. I get 1 block from there. I get 2 dirt, and then I spend way too long trying to get all this wood because I think I needed at least like I don't know. Like I think I needed at least like 5 blocks in order to guarantee myself the ability to get back up. But I also wanted to make sure I had enough blocks that I could actually staircase because at this point like I missed the 1 cycle because I was an idiot. So I was like at this point I just need to be able to like get back in consistently if I die, which I will. So I break all these blocks. I have like 7, 8 blocks right now. So I go back in, and as you can see, my opponent now has the advancement Spooky Scary Skeleton, which tells me they're in the fortress. I misplaced a block there again, which is really stupid. I then I slowly build my way back up. This was fine, I guess. Like in terms of strategy, this wasn't great, but like whatever. And so I make my way back up, and now I throw. Oh yeah, this is horrible. I throw my stuff onto the end platform, thinking that I can use it if I die again. I'm pretty sure that despawns though, because I am alive for longer than 5 minutes in the end. But anyway, at this point, I think I realized that I'm supposed to go for the one cycle because I'm an idiot. And oh, I also try and oh, this was stupid. I also try and drink my fire res because I was thinking, oh, it would be kind of funny if I got the achievement for collecting fire's breath. But then I immediately throw out my bottle. So like, I don't know why I was even thinking of that. So anyway, at this point, I think I realize I'm supposed to go for the one cycle, so I start organizing my inventory because I'm terrible at one cycles. But I knew I was terrible at one cycles, which is why I set up my inventory to have like 20 beds. I placed blocks, and I think this is like actually a decent setup, but I misclick when I'm in the middle of the one cycle, and you'll see in a second, it's so stupid. I click and I place Obsidian, so now I can't even do the one cycle anymore. I break the other bed, and now I have to kill the dragon, but I can't. That bed does more damage than all 3 of my previous beds combined. I blow up another bed, and I get like half of its health, like roughly, and then I only have 2 beds left, which means I would have to be like a pro player in order to get this off. And so now I'm pretty hopeless because I have to actually kill all of the crystals manually without dying, basically, because if I keep dying, I'm probably just not going to have enough resources. I pearl up to try and get this tower because I think, oh, like, it's not likely, but if I use my pearls, I can get to the top of the towers and hopefully just, like, slowly win this game. So I just start doing that. The dragon's breath almost gets me here. I then decide to use my dirt as a little wall. I blow up myself again. I thought that the dirt would protect me, but it did not. So now I am completely helpless. There's literally no way that I win this. Like, there's no way that I win this, but I'm just, at this point, I'm really just praying that my opponent forfeits. And I was like, I think at this point, I really just wanted to keep fighting. Because even though I wanted them to forfeit, I also was thinking, like, they're probably not going to forfeit because they see that I'm in the end. So, like, they know that I'm dying. They know I missed the one cycle because I've been in the end for, like, 10 minutes at this point. So they know for a fact that I'm losing. Like, if they somehow get out of the fortress, they will power me. I missed this part horribly, though. And then I start filling up the gravel, and the dragon breaks the block beneath me. I start falling because it broke the gravel, and gravel has gravity, so I fall to my death again. I don't have any blocks anymore. At this point, I think I was actually helpless. Like, any sense of determination I had was just gone because I realized I just have to play. Like, I have to just stay in the game. As long as I'm in the game, I have a chance, but like I was really banking at this point that like he would just give up and realize that I was not forfeiting. But I think at this point I just decided to at least try and take the draw, and he offered the draw, so I took it, and I did not lose any points, but I also did not gain any. That stupid obsidian is the reason. Subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully, I do not make this horrible mistake again. Bye bye.